Hello, lovely people. How are you doing? Welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be analyzing one scene from Heated Rivalry. It's the 1221 hotel room meetup scene. And I just wanted to analyze the scene, or I don't know if it's as deep as analyzing, but it's a bit dissecting, a bit commenting, a bit talking about the scene as the scene is playing, because I think it's a really interesting scene, besides that it's, of course, incredibly sexy. Um, I think it's also a scene in which so many things happen that tell us a lot about the characters and about the character states of minds and about the characters' personalities. So I wanted to try that out. I haven't practiced this beforehand or anything, so I'm just, how do you say that? Winging it. I'm just winging it, and we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, so let's go. I will make myself a little bit smaller. Okay, we start off immediately with angry kitten Shane, and can I just say I love this version of Shane. Ilya is seeing like a different side of him, and I love it. To start off, what I really love about this scene is the contrast with the first meetup. So obviously, because even though Ilya initiated both of the meetups, essentially, this meetup does have a big contrast with the first one. Because in the first meetup, it's Ilya coming to Shane, and right now it's Shane coming to Ilya, and I think it says a lot about Shane, and it shows that Shane is very brave, especially knowing his whole internal conflict with what's going on, with his feelings towards Ilya, and his belief set about who he can and cannot love as a professional hockey player. So he's being incredibly brave here, especially also because Scott Hunter is right next door, as we will hear in a second. So yeah, I think it shows incredible braveness from Shane. It already shows that that first meetup between them has stirred so much within him that he's already bending a little bit outside of his comfort zone. He is willing to seek out um, things, or in this case, persons, people outside of his comfort zone. And I really love to see that.
Is someone chasing you?
I'm standing in the hallway like an idiot. Scott Hunter is right next door.
What I also love here is that you see Ilya, you see him laughing, obviously he's getting a lot of enjoyment out of Angry Kid and Shane. But he's also a bit, waiting for Shane. Because in the first meetup, we also saw that Ilya initiated the contact between them, or the touch between them, even though he did wait until Shane reached out for him first. But still, he basically initiated that and cornered him to the wall. And here we see that he is more, how do you say that, anticipating what Shane is gonna do. And Shane, being so all up in his emotions, he is really like, this was the first scene where I saw him not be the the, how do you say that, it was the first time we saw a little bit of Shane outside of the structured, rigid box that we know Shane from. So he was really like not. I could see that he was not thinking about this rationally, but rather with his heart and with his emotions. And he just, he's probably been thinking about this moment, or about the first moment between them, for the last 6 months, because it has been 6 months. And it has probably released so much in him and stirred up so much in him that he saw Ilya there, and his he just could not do anything but reach out for him and go for him. And his emotions were just, you go, Shane. Sorry, one more thing. What I also, you saw that Ilya was taken a bit by surprise in this scene. So Shane ran to him, and Ilya was a bit like, whoa, like it's a split second because he instantly grabs him and like holds him, but a split second he was like, whoa, like you saw that he did not expect that Shane would come up to him so quickly or so eagerly. And this is also, I think, the reason why Ilya is now going to be a little bit daring and a little bit seeking out what he can or cannot try with Shane. So he's asking him to get on his knees, to give him instructions, to see, how does Shane respond to this? And well, we all know Shane loves to follow Ilya's instructions. So that's what's going to happen.
Give him your knees.
You also see he's surprised, like, wow. This scene also shows how much Shane was out of his head and into the moment and into his feelings, because we saw in the first meetup, he was very aware and very, still, I think, a lot in doubt or a lot more careful. And he was, being the Shane that we know, being very um, structured, following his routine. He's folding his clothes. He's being very neat. And right now, they're so into the moment. He doesn't care that his clothes are being ripped off and that they are not neatly folded. So I really love that detail. And also, I love that Ilya knows that Shane likes to keep his socks on um, during intimate scenes. He already knows that from the first meetup that they've had, which immediately also tells the viewer and tells us that Ilya is an incredibly perceptive person, which we already also knew from other scenes before, but this highlights it once more.
Have you ever? Do you want to?
You're scared. I'm not scared.
What we see here is, I think, so telling of Ilya's Ilya's character as a partner, that he is so perceptive and also so soft. And he asks Shane first, have you ever? And he nods, or Shane shakes his head, no. Do you want to? He's really explicitly asking him, do you want to? And you see that Shane is hesitating, and he is like showing discomfort. I don't know if it's fear exactly, but it's very clearly discomfort and unease with the whole situation. And Ilya immediately notices it. He immediately is like, you're scared. But Shane, I feel like Shane gets a bit defensive here because he probably thinks that Ilya is going to make fun of him, Oh, you're scared, More that he would say it in that way. But Ilya responds very sweetly.
No, he's okay. I'm not scared.
And Ilya confirms, like, no, it's okay. Like, you're allowed to be. It's okay. And Shane keeps on, confirming, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. But there is something else, But there is, even though he doesn't say what he's feeling, he does show discomfort. Um, and I think Ilya responds to it really, really well and makes Shane feel very safe in this situation.
You ever touch yourself yet?
Jesus Christ.
Why? Does touching your ass make you gay?
Rosen off.
Because you know what else makes you gay? Sucking my dick.
Shut up. Fuck. I'm trying to say I have a thing. Okay?
The thing.
A dildo.
What color?
Fuck you.
You know what I love is and I was first confused because he looked at the nightstand next to the bed, you know, and I first thought like, oh, he's imagining that Shane's toy is in there, but then I realized they're in Ilya's hotel room, so it's still interesting to me, and it's still a question to me. Maybe you guys know, but it's still a question to me why he's looking over to the nightstand. Is it because Ilya's own toy is in there? Or he's imagining the toy being in Shane's nightstand in his place? I know in the book he's imagining also like how Shane used it or the color of it, which is also why he asks it, of course. But it's interesting to me.
He's big.
I'm leaving.
No, no, Hunter, I want to fuck you.
Not here. Not with fucking Scott Hunter next door.
He is hot. You should let him listen like mating call.
He'd like that, wouldn't he?
He probably would too.
Honestly, I don't think Ilya would love it. I think Ilya would be incredibly jealous if Scott were to join the party. And besides, you know, I don't think Shane has any interest in being with anyone else other than Ilya, but it was a funny joke. Honestly, it was a funny joke.
Okay. So next time.
Next time.
Yeah, we play Montreal in 2 weeks.
Yeah. But, where would we?
Where would we what?
Me?
You are homeless.
No.
Then we meet at your house.
It's an apartment.
Hollander, you are having panic attack. It's just a plan to fuck.
What I love here is that, you know, Ilya immediately accepts that, okay, it isn't going to happen here. Props to Shane for also being honest about that, you know, like, not here, you know, not right now. But he probably had not thought further because when Ilya then suggested, you know, okay, so next time, Shane was like, next time? What do you mean next time? Which is very funny to me. And I love then that, you know, Shane is getting a bit more anxious, you know, like, oh, in Montreal, at my place, you know, like, oh, but it's an apartment. And Ilya immediately notices, okay, he's getting panic attack. He is getting nervous right now. And he's reassuring him, you know, it's just physical. It's okay. And he immediately knows how to calm him down. Um, and I think this is just a wonderful trait of Ilya, that he really manages to, and also, of course, further in the series, we see that he really manages to get Shane out of his head and into the present. He grounds him. I really enjoyed analyzing this scene. Let me know in the comments if you like this analysis or commentary or dissection. I don't know what you want to call it. Let me know in the comments which scene I should comment on / analyze / dissect next. And for now, let's end the video and I will see you next time. Bye bye.